Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Bridge Broadcast Show. I'm your host, Tina Boyle White, and today you are joining me on WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network, where we are going to talk about what we've been talking about this season. And I am really excited, as I always am. I've been talking to you the last couple of weeks about being grateful, gratitude, taking one day at a time, and just kind of coming into this new year, 2020, and this new decade. And this show, as I've been promising you, is not going to be any different from what I've been saying. And so today, my guest, she is a returning guest. I'm so excited about this. My returning guest, Mariah Everts. Welcome to the show, Mariah.
It's truly my pleasure.
Oh my goodness. Mariah, Happy New Year. It's been, I was going to say it's been a whole new year since I spoke to you, but it hasn't. But Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you also.
Thank you. You know, Mariah, when we think about the new year, we think about you got a lot of going on in my background. I got this going on and I got that going on. And, people struggle with a lot of things as they come into the new year. And, this is a season where people say that they're going to set, big ideas and set some things in motion. And they're going to try to accomplish all those things. But, human behavior is that we get started. And around February mid, everything it happens to fall apart. Talk to us. What should we talk about today as it relates to all of that? What do you suggest?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, we've all been there at the beginning of the year. We're excited about all the new possibilities, and as you should be, because your life is beautiful and joy has really been coming up a lot lately, and to just enjoy the time and place that we do have. But my goal as a naturopathic student right now is learning these skills of how to break the chains of stress and how to build your immune system. So that
wow. Yes, share with us.
1 Timothy 4:8, it says that physical exercise has some value, but spiritual exercise is valuable in every way because it promises life both for the present and for the future. What we're able to do right now, but then that we have peace in both the present and the future.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. No, you're so right. You're so right. So very right. When we think about stress and the impact that stress has on our body and where we should be as it relates to, growing spiritually, it's amazing how God designed us so integrally, and you would know it much more than I do, but it's really, really powerful to know that stress, which he says, when the scripture talk about having faith and fear not and be anxious for nothing, all those things and how that comes to play a part on your physical body and it breaks down. And, I was riding along and just the Spirit of God, I'm not a medical background. There's life in the cell. And it seems as though when those things come, it comes to attack the life in the cell. And it begins to break us down. And when the cell breaks down, we become lifeless. And you can explain a little bit more. So talk to us today about breaking the chains of stress. And I'll jump in where it gets good.
Absolutely. Thank you. So as for naturopathic medicine, we have our principles. And so the first one is to do no harm to the patient. And the second is to cooperate with the healing power of nature. And that's where I'd really like to dive into a couple topics with some practical uses that we can do in our everyday lives to build our immune systems and break these binds and chains of stress. So the first one is that this semester I'm in a hydrotherapy class. And for those who don't know hydrotherapy, it is the use of water at different temperatures to create a therapeutic healing effect to the body. And so just a little background, the fathers of hydrotherapy were Sebastian Knipp from Germany and Vincent Presnitz, and they both healed themselves. So the first one, Knipp, he healed himself from tuberculosis with hydrotherapy. And then the second one, Presnitz, he healed himself of some broken ribs with hydrotherapy. And these Presnitz, he wound up treating 45,000 patients with hydrotherapy, and it has carried on today through many spas and these different places. And there's many spas in especially Europe, also in North America and other parts of the world, but it really became popular in these areas of being able to heal yourself with water, basically, and temperature, just the simplest ways. And so, we're not here to complicate things too much. And so to just use the elements that we're given and use them in a healing way. So the practical applications to that are using hot and cold contrast showers. So what that would be is that you have your hot water shower for 3 minutes and then 1 minute of cold water. And so the idea is to vasodilate and to bring the heat and steam, bring everything to the tops of your blood vessels so that your body has this heat eliminating toxins. And then the cold constriction, it brings a coolness to the body. So in that, it boosts your metabolism and boosts your circulation. So through this exercise process of your blood vessels, your body essentially has its way to kind of reactivate its own healing ability.
Mariah, have you tried that this semester?
Yes.
So tell me kind of what you told me theoretically what happens, and I could kind of think of it. Tell us your experience. Like, were you experiencing a cold, or tell us, because I'm thinking right now I can go to the steam room and then run out of the steam room and then take a cold shower. I don't know if that would be the same thing. Talk to us, please.
Yes. Yeah. Great. That's so great, Tina. Exactly. And that is another therapeutic form, is that steam. And then, so that steam, when it's on your skin, it releases heat in your body and toxins. And so a similar way. And then with that contrast of the cold, it just ignites those therapeutic properties of what the heat is doing. And so what it kind of does is it drives it out throughout your body and creates this. So with the circulation and the metabolism, it ignites your brain power. So I always notice mental clarity and focus when I do these hot and cold showers. And also, there's also a couple other ways that you can do the hydrotherapy treatments as well. So there's cold water treading, which I found this to be the most stimulating. Mentally, I had energy abundant for the next 5 hours. And so you take a bucket of cold water or fill up your bathtub with just cold water. And you essentially just kind of march in place for 5 to 10 minutes. And so what it's doing is it's circulating your blood flow and throughout your body. And so your body's trying to, heat up the source. But so especially on your feet, that's, one of your extremities where the blood doesn't get to quite as often. And so it's therefore pushing your blood all the way up to the top, out to your extremities. And so therefore building that kind of vital force within your body.
Oh my God. So I'm imagining, so you took cold water, you run the cold water. Do you put ice in it? Do you?
You can, but you don't need to. It should be around 32 degrees, 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
So this mental clarity that you said you had, tell us about the mental clarity because many people are in brain fog and they don't even know. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. Well, especially as a student, or like you said, that anybody throughout their workday, we, depending on the foods we eat, or we're sitting down for a long time, a lot of, personally, students, after we get done with our day, it's 3-4 o'clock, same with your work day, and then a lot of us have activities in the evening time, and we just kind of drag on, and we have to do our workouts, run our kids here and there, other stuff going on, and you just want to enjoy the rest of the day. So with this like clarity effect that it brings, I'm able to be productive for 5+ more hours, just by kind of rebooting myself throughout the day. And this is a really easy way to kind of bring that mental focus and start yourself off clear again.
So do you do this in the middle of the day where you do a reboot? And I want to go back to hydrotherapy, but do you stop in the middle of the day and do something like this? And is this the kind of energy that could possibly keep you up without feeling tired?
Yes, we had our class in the evening, and so we did this about 5 p.m. And I had energy until 11 p.m. Just like actually really, really alert, really focused, working on my studies. And so I finally had to have some chamomile tea to cool me down. But yeah, it's really saved, quite a lot of us, actually, once we've been learning some of these techniques and trying them ourselves. And I've noticed abundant energy, and I've tried to tell my friends and family, and I'm so grateful to be able to share this here, that, it's so easy to do it in the afternoon. Even if it's just a quick rinse in the shower, or if you, fill up your bathtub and just quick, it just takes 5 minutes. So if you think you can spare 5 minutes for 5 hours of productivity, I think it's well worth it.
Mariah, this is so funny, and we're so spoiled in America. So my husband is Jamaican, and the first time I went to Jamaica, they only had cold water showers. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's my hot water? I need my hot water. And we wonder why those people in those countries live long, because they're practicing some of these things naturally because they don't have cold water. They're taking cold water showers, and they're just living really long. And from what you're saying is, we have this as a kind of an immune booster, and they have all the naturals. This is just so amazing to learn about this hydrotherapy. I think I saw that somewhere, and I've heard about that. I know basketball players get in and they take cool baths, or kids in sports, I've seen them do that. But how much does something like that cost, and how long does it take? Do you immerse? What help us out?
Yeah, great questions. So this is a treatment that has been used, for sports management, and taking care of athletes and their muscles, and kind of cool their bodies down, and restore their muscles as well. So yes, absolutely. This is a pretty cost-effective treatment, as you're just using a bucket or a tub that you already have, and water. We're privileged to have water, and we don't need to heat it in this instant per se, particularly with the cold treatments. And so it's pretty cost-effective and a really easy way to, it's not like a cup of coffee or anything, but yeah, these treatments that they're used with athletes, and kind of that restoration there again, it's the immune system and the metabolism and the circulation that cold water is getting to those muscles or tendons, and kind of allowing the body to do its own healing work.
So what you're saying is I don't have to go to a spa and jump in and pay $90 a session or anything like that?
No, that would be nice, but but no need.
Wow. So we're thinking about this. So you gave us some tools and tips and strategies how to, boost our immune. So, talk about stress. Help us with stress, because what I'm finding is, stress can hit us and we could be dealing with stress at a subconscious level,
Mhm.
and it could be really impacting our body. What can you share with us about stress today as we are going into, we're in the first month. It'll be February very soon. Time flies, and stress is a secret killer, and it comes upon you and you don't even know it. So help us to be able to start looking for areas of stress, maybe some symptoms of stress. We know that the impact can be great. We can never pinpoint, but when your body is attacked, there's a breakdown. Give us some insight, Mariah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tina. Yeah. So a lot of times when we're going through stress, it affects our adrenal glands right away. And your adrenal glands are the lower part of your back, kind of by underneath like your kidney sort of. But so a lot of times we go through this adrenal fatigue, and that affects our sleep. It can affect our mood, and we start acting unlike ourselves. And so when you start noticing lower immune system, you're starting to get sick a lot. You just don't have the energy like you used to, fatigue, any of these things, perhaps there's some root factor in your life that's causing that. And so to be able to identify what that is and perhaps to adjust what is the cause. But then also, say it's your job and, it pays the bills and you kind of have to do what you have to do at the time. Being a student, I love being a student, but, we often joke that this, it's kind of unnaturopathic, the stress that we go through, but in a way, life is unnaturopathic. And so we have to learn how to balance and to enjoy the stressors that you do have in a way, or just, kind of how to balance them out again. So, so in doing this, you can increase your daily water. So this is actually we're doing this as an experiment in our hydrotherapy class, and to increase double what you would normally drink. So, I usually drink this like 40-ounce bottle of water. I usually have like two to maybe 2.5, 3 of those a day. But so for me to increase that to, 4 of those, it's quite a lot of water. But with that, I, again, have noticed a lot of mental clarity, focus. I just feel more energized because 80% of your body is made out of water. So if you think about that, to nourish all of your cells, your water is moving through your body to take out toxins, to push and move things around as they need to be, lubricate your muscles and joints, and all the fluids, and so it's so important, the amount of water that we're getting daily. And then a couple other things are medicinal mushrooms are kind of the latest craze right now. And so everybody is talking about, chaga or lion's mane or cordyceps or reishi. So these mushrooms, they all have immune boosting effects. And they're kind of called the wise old men, just mushrooms in general. And so they have this long-term health effect where, it kind of is able to decrease inflammation throughout the body. And we all have inflammation to some degree. Foods cause that, stress, lots of different factors. They also help lower the blood pressure. And again, clarity and focus in the mind, especially lion's mane is one that I take daily for that mental focus and clarity.
I was taking a Rishi, but I ran out, so I got to get some more. Lion's mane.
Mm-hmm. And cordyceps.
Cordyceps.
Mm-hmm. And chaga.
Spell that.
CHAGA.
Awesome. Mushrooms are amazing. Everything is about the levels of toxicity, and we don't know enough about toxins and toxicity in our body. And maybe that can be another show, but there is so much that we need to know about ourselves to stay healthy and stay alive. You talked about the adrenal fatigue. Mm-hmm. Most people don't even know what adrenal fatigue is. Talk to us about adrenal and how that whole system, if you can, if it's too like early in your stage, but talk about the adrenal system and how it's critical.
Yeah. So your adrenal glands, they wind up affecting the HPA axis. So your hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis. So your hypothalamus and pituitary are up in the brain. Mm-hmm.
We have you're in the classroom, they're making noise, but we're going to keep going.
Okay.
No, do you hear them?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a live recording. This is real. We're both students. We're a student. I'm a student of being a student. So carry on.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So with the HPA axis, so it's affecting and the adrenals. So this connection here, I don't know the nitty gritty details, but yeah, so that system going to the brain, going back to the adrenals, and essentially we kind of the hypothalamus regulates a lot of different things like our body temperature and, so, and with like stress and whatnot. So yeah, very, very important system there.
Which one of our systems is the clean out? Is the adrenal glands our clean out system to help clean out the toxins, or I can't think of, there's a system, but we'll come back to it. But I think it's I can't think of what it is. What is it?
Lymphatic?
Yes. Is that close? The adrenal glands and the lymphatic system, is that close?
Well, it's kind of its own. It's kind of its own unit. The lymphatic system is a lot of like your drainage and like the mucous membranes. We have lymph nodes like up in our face, like in our armpits, like on the back of our neck, on the front of our neck. So we have lymph nodes all over. And so when we get sick, they get swollen because, everything's kind of going to them to be able to be drained and let go of. But a lot of these systems, they work cohesively together.
See, when you think about our body, it's just unbelievable to see, how everything works together, and it's just so integral, and it's only a God that is just so amazing that could make a body like ours. It's just so phenomenal. Mine can't even understand to go from conception all the way to old age. It's just brilliant, and that's an awesome God that we serve.
Thank you, God. He's so good.
Mariah, help us give us some last few tips for this topic on today, and we're going to transition out.
Absolutely. Thank you. So yeah, a couple more that I have are thermogenic foods. And so what this is it's a fat burning food that it requires more energy to be digested. And so your body, by eating it, it requires more energy, and therefore just kind of does the exercise itself. So you've probably heard of green tea is great for this. Turmeric is a thermogenic food, apple cider vinegar, salmon, cinnamon, coconut oil, chili peppers, and garlic.
Wow, I'm writing down my grocery list.
Good.
Turmeric, apple cider vinegar, coconut oil, cinnamon, chili peppers, and what was the last one?
Salmon and garlic.
Garlic. Oh my goodness. Those are awesome. Okay. So go ahead.
I was just going to say that garlic is also like nature's antibiotic. And so especially in this changing season with stress and whatnot, that, it's really important to just take preventative measures. That's the whole thing about naturopathic medicine too, is that we are about prevention. We're not about, fixing what's already happened, although we do that. But, we are forever changing beings, and just like spiritual, our spiritual practice, we need to fill ourselves up daily for that as well. Just like we need to exercise and sleep and drink water and, have the right foods and medicines available to us every day.
This is so exciting. Do we have anything else we want to add to this topic? We're going to leave the people hanging on the edge and make them come back and see us again. What do you say, Mariah?
Yeah.
You say yes?
If I may, just real quick, there's some herbs too, and they're pretty easy. We have ashwagandha, which that directly affects in the adrenal glands. And then we have tulsi, or holy basil, which is brought up from in India, and then also rhodiola, which is more of a booster. It helps with stress, but then also is kind of an energetic force as well. So more so in the morning time, whereas ashwagandha is a little bit more evening or any time throughout the day. Same with tulsi.
Wow. So you said ashwagandha is in the evening. Tulsi is holy basil anytime.
Yeah.
And then we have rhodiola. Rhodiola? Say that again?
Yes, rhodiola.
Okay, rhodiola. All right. And that can be taken anytime.
More so in the morning, because it does have some kind of more energetic boosting effects. And then ashwagandha can be taken kind of any throughout the day.
All right. And you know what? I got some of those herbs. I ground them up and I make them as teas, and you can have them as tablets. Definitely ashwagandha. I had the tinctures of holy basil, but I haven't heard of rhodiola. So I got some things to add to my grocery list, and I'm definitely going to get my mushrooms, and I'm definitely going to do some hydrotherapy. Mariah, oh my God, it's been amazing being with you today, yet another day, really hitting this naturopathic, methodology. The reason that this is important, we like you said, you talked about do no harm and prevention versus intervention. Intervention, that's a whole nother conversation. But today, what, we're excited. We're excited to be here to tell you some things to help you stay healed and whole, and to work in partnership with the Spirit so that God can keep you and preserve you so that you can do the things that God has called you to do on this earth. This is what it's all about, right?
Yes.
Amen. Well, it's been great for now. We will come back and learn more. Thank you, WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network, for allowing us to be able to share the glory of God and the natural powers and remedies for healing on the Bridge Broadcast Network. Have a great week until we see you again. God bless, and bye for now.